Goodness, guys, now here's a flash story for your ass, man. I've been waiting for this, man. I really have. And I've been speculating for a while too. Just what exactly is that dagger all about, man? But you know what I mean. But here it is. Now, as we all know, Cicada's mystery, he runs deep. His mystery runs a little bit deeper. But that lightning bolt that's shaped like a damn dagger is something of its own. Here's what I mean by that. Maybe that weapon isn't a dagger at all. It's what makes Cicada the victim of a metatech driving him to kill other metahumans or even be killed himself. So in other words, that dagger is possibly manipulating his brain somehow, mind controlling him somehow. Kind of just like how how Sydney how Sydney I'm sorry, wait, is her name Sydney? How Spencer Young's metatech controlled Barry and Nora and so forth and other people that read the headline. So I'm thinking that's probably what it is too. So in other words, I guess you can say the thinker is still living on somehow through metatech, though, unfortunately. Now, here's what we know about Cicada so far. From the moment he stepped into the world of the Flash with his glowing lighting dagger in hand, mask on his face, and the clicking sounds of a certain insect, God, those things are so damn annoying, Cicada was all show and next to no tell at all. On one hand, that's the most straightforward villain Flash fans have had in years. Let's be real. A metahuman killer who wants to kill metahumans with a strange knife that lets him negate their powers to make it possible. But no villain is ever that simple in the world of the Arrowverse. Damn straight. Now, before long, that telltale dagger started to show the abilities to feed off powers, be propelled into metahuman targets, be called back to Cicada like a miniature Milner, and even propel him into the sky. Now, as for the villain himself, glimpses into his backstory showed his apprehension at killing a father, because he is one too. Although the visit to his daughter in hospital didn't reveal much about her condition, but one detail in those scenes did drop a major hint, at least. That's what this theory supposes. The chain of clues that explain Cicada's mission is a long one, and speculation on our part, for now. But it all starts with that dagger. Cicada is using it to cool the metahumans of Central City. Cicada's dagger isn't a dagger at all. Okay. Now, the effects and function of Cicada's dagger has had us suspicious from the start. But it wasn't until episode 4 of The Flash, season 5, that the truth behind it seemed to become clear. In the episode, Team Flash went out in search of a metahuman able to blur the line between the digital and the real worlds. When they eventually tracked down the culprit, she turned out to be using a completely different kind of power. In fact, she wasn't the metahuman threat at all. It was her phone that was possessed of reality-bending abilities. Pretty spooky, huh? And just that quickly, the idea of metatech was born, theorizing that pieces of technology could have been charged with the same dark matter powers as the original metahumans transformed by the particle accelerator explosion. Now, if true, that meant any powerful normal person could wield a piece of metatech appear to be as powerful as a full-blown metahuman. Basically, it's a cheap metahuman, if you think about it. Metatech allows a normal person like me or you to become a metahuman instantly. It's pretty much a fucking. It's like a damn dollar menu, if you think about it. And figuratively, it's like a dollar menu. Anyway, but what if the tech didn't need to be a digital device to work the same way? What if a dark matter charged object ended up in someone's hands and craved other dark matter to feed upon? Interesting question. Either that or it had no choice but to feed on the very person it sliced into when the dark matter explosion transformed into a super weapon. Because that seems to be exactly what Cicada is up against. Oh, wow. Cicada's dagger is metahuman. I'm so sorry. Cicada's dagger is metatech shrapnel. Duh, as we saw from his damn chest. We had theorized that Cicada was merely a passenger to his dagger, the true villain and unknown power of the season. But the introduction of metatech, the notion that things and not just people could be transformed in the way humans have been in the past, has sealed our suspicions. Because for starters, to call it a dagger or knife seems to be misleading, since the evidence suggests that its flash-like insignia is a total coincidence, and that it was never meant to be a knife either. Merely a piece of metatech shrapnel launched away from the satellite explosion and embedding directly into Cicada's chest. Of all the glimpses in Cicada's life, the shot of him revealing his own chest wound to his daughter's doctor seems the most important. The wound itself looks like a serious one, so Sherlock's deduction that Cicada's lung injury causes his fluttering breaths makes sense. But the nature of the royal wound is most telling, glowing with yellow energy, not unlike the jagged piece of metal which glows on a similar way when craving metahuman energy to be stated. Now, how the dark matter charged metal shard flung into Cicada's chest is a simple enough mystery to solve. Either shrapnel from the satellite or metal from his factory job was imbued with dark matter energy, the same as other metatech. Now, when it struck Cicada, the wound itself doesn't seem to have put his life in continuous danger. No, that's the glowing mark of metatech, which makes his crusade against other metahumans seem somewhat straightforward, right? No, because Cicada needs to feed the Dagger meta energy. Now, if you guys have been following so far, if the Flash showrunners have introduced metatech and implied that the nature of metahuman powers can now be applied to objects, then the simplest explanation may be the correct one. Cicada, not his actual name, is struck by metahuman energies thanks to another dark matter dimensional smashing storm related to the Flash and Star Labs. With a dark matter affliction that seems to be killing him, Cicada begins hunting down other metas, killing them and somehow absorbing their own metahuman energy to keep himself from succumbing to the affliction and a nasty wound so that he can stay alive for his sick child. That all makes sense. So in a way, just with that being said, I can pretty much just piece together how, Team Flash can actually, help Cicada because they don't want to kill the man, but it's kind of seems as if maybe Cisco and Caitlin are gonna, or it seems like maybe Cisco or Caitlin is gonna create, or they're gonna create some kind of technology that's gonna help Cicada sustain, his dark matter energy just enough so that he can stay alive continuously and raise his child. That's just my little theory right there, point blank. Now, that's anything but the original character arc by this point, as several Flash villains have suffered from accelerated aging, nuclear instability, or other metahuman curses that seem to be treated only by killing, slash absorbing, slash negating other metahuman gifts. Now, however, add the twist that it's actually the knife in the man's hand which seems to be what's killing him. And killing metahumans is to be kept at bay, and the same old story no longer makes sense. Unless, of course, you introduce the concept that the knife actually fills the role of the metahuman energy in the scenario, both killing and sustaining Cicada. If it seems that simple, there is no need to dig any deeper until we get evidence to the contrary. Now, the only real question is, with Cicada's symbolic bond to the metatech slash dark matter shrapnel slash dagger clearly destroying him, now how will the team actually help? Now, to tackle that conundrum, we'll need to see if our theory is accurate first. This has been your boy, Chase. I love you guys. God bless.